And good morning, and good morning, and good morning. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to September the 8th. Welcome to this fantastic day. I don't know. Is that the right one? I guess it is the right one. I'll be doggone. There we go. Well, good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is up and at 'em. Got a cup of coffee in your hand, or at least on the table. Anna Davis, I can see your name. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a gorgeous day. It is going to be a gorgeous day. Melanie, good morning. Vanessa, Carrie, Teal, good morning, everybody. I like it. I like the energy in the room already. Hope you guys are great and wonderful and fantastic. I hope yesterday you killed that 24 hours. I hope you got exactly out of that 24 hours everything. I am proud, Anna. I am certainly proud. Good morning, Kristen Ritchie. Your name's not showing up. I don't know how StringYard does it. StringYard is so fantastic about a lot of things, but they keep kicking people off and kicking their names out. But it's all good. I can see you on the iPad. Good morning, Michelle T. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So y'all, I hope you slayed yesterday. I hope you slayed September the 7th. I hope you got everything out of that 24 hours that you possibly could. I hope you loved well, worked hard, and planted some seeds for today, because today, this is September the 8th, man. It's the last one you're ever going to have. Oops, I'm a day behind. It's September the 9th. The last one you're ever going to have. You're never going to have another September 9th, 2022. So I hope you're going to make the best out of this day. I hope you're going to make the most out of this day. Good morning. So happy to see you guys. Melanie, that is so fantastic. We are getting so many good things, hearing so many good things from the mentors and the mentees, y'all. I said it in our first kickoff meeting in Madison for the first group that was there, and I really thought this was a step in the direction of truly launching Exit Realty Lake Country into the next spot. And I really wasn't sure how that was going to happen or what that was going to look like. I just that word catapult was in my soul and it came out of my mouth. And y'all know I say things a lot of times that just come out, just blurt things out. But catapult was the word that was in my mind, and I truly believe this mentoring program is not the step, but it's a step. It is a process that we're going through with you guys, and that you guys are going through with your mentors, and the mentors are going through with you, and the relationships that are being built. I truly believe that it's going to catapult us to the next thing, the next spot, the next level, going up the mountain to be that bright star on top of the hill. So, Melanie, I am so happy to hear that you had a great time with your mentor. Thanks to all the mentors, Anna and Carrie, Heather B, Michelle Tilson, all you guys that are mentors that are in there helping these mentees and helping them learn this business, helping them learn the way they fit into Exit Realty Lake Country and helping them kind of get going. It's so exciting. This is such an exciting time. It's funny, you know, Christy says this, and we say this, and Christy says this a lot, but every time something really good is trying to happen, something bad's trying to stop it, and it's not any different for me and Christy. Good morning, Millie. It's not any different for me and Christy than it is for you guys. We walk this same path y'all walk, and we do, we have to get up in the morning and put our pants on and brush our teeth and walk this same human thing that you guys walk and do this same journey that you guys do, and it happens to us. I mean, it happens to us, and sometimes, sometimes it takes a smack on the back of the head with a 2x4. Sometimes it's a conversation. Sometimes it's a introduction to someone. Sometimes, who knows? Who knows? But I do know this: the wisdom of Mo in Yellowstone when he told Casey, every time something good's trying to happen, something bad's trying to stop it. That's just this journey. Napoleon Hill in his book Think or Grow Rich, I was reminded of this statement this morning. If y'all have not read Think or Grow Rich, the book by Napoleon Hill that he wrote back in the Depression days, that's a book you should put on your list. It's not just about making money, but it's about living a rich life. It's about living a life well lived. It's about putting your best foot forward. And he says that every adversity, every challenge, everything that happens that we may consider bad to us has an equal greater benefit. And that's the way nature works. If something bad's there, there's something good that's of that same of equal or greater benefit. So every time something bad's trying to happen, something bad's trying to stop something good from happening. And so this morning, it was something that hit me, and it really, when things rhyme, that's why music is so go good. Why poems are so touching. Why musical lyrics are so rememberable, because they rhyme. That the Dr. Seuss made a living out of rhyming words. So when somebody like this morning, heck, preachers do it all the time. They'll have rhyming words, and there's a reason for that because your brain locks into the rhyming words. But I thought about this I was running this morning, and I heard this said in one of those videos. Good morning, Facebook user number 84,423. I'm just teasing you. We're not that many. Good morning, Brenda Helton. Um, it's not a matter of your skill, but it's a battle of your will. This isn't a skill issue. It's a will issue. And I want you to remember that. It ain't about skill, it's about your will. Because I can look at everybody in our company. I can go through and I can watch everybody that jumps on this stream, or everybody that watches this call today at some point during the day. It's not a matter of whether or not you have the physical ability to do the thing that you want to go do. It's not really a matter of do you have the physical ability to go be a great real estate agent, to go be a great mom, to go be a great dad, to be a husband or a wife, to go be great at whatever it is that you're called to go be, mom or dad. It's not a matter of skill. You've got the physical ability, you've got the physical makeup, you've got the smile and the eyes and the look and the walk, and you can do all those things. You've got the intelligence, and all those things have been you've earned all those things. Man, I'm 50 years old. I promise you, I've earned every little bit of skill that I have. I've earned that. Some of that's been God given, but I've earned the rest of it. But it's not a matter of skill. It's a matter of will. It's a matter of are you dedicated enough to being the highest and best version of yourself to, no matter what, keep pushing? Are you dedicated enough to what you got to do, that dream and desire, that goal? And you know what I thought, and I wrote this morning in my journal. I was journaling. Do we all have big things to do? You hear me talk about all the time that I truly believe that each one of us have this God endowed spark, this birthright, this thing that we were born, that was put into us by God, by this higher power, by God, that He breathed and infused into each one of us a birthright, a gift, a special thing that we're supposed to walk this planet and develop so that we can help other people around us get better. I truly believe that. There are too many stories in the Bible. There are too many stories throughout history that reflect the stories that are in the Bible. Those stories that just kept coming and kept coming. God, if you look at Christian, and I'm just talking about Christian tradition, right? Just Christian tradition, just the Christian religion, just the Bible, because it's what I know. I don't know enough about anything else to speak on that. So I'll speak on this. This book has lived through burnings and tortures, and it has been through pestilence and torment and it still survives to this day. Still one of the most the widest, most widely read book work ever. It's best selling book ever. It's been a New York Times bestseller for eons. Good morning, Cynthia. Um, but if you look at those stories, every one of those stories in the Bible are a person, a regular person, a person who was maybe not necessarily revered or respected in the community that they were in. And God looked down and chose them and said, go do this. I mean, think about all the stories in the Bible. Jonah, Moses. I mean, I could go name Abraham, Luke, John. I mean, I could name all of these. Heck, even Jesus was born in a manger to a to a carpenter and a lady named Mary who wasn't special. She wasn't revered in her community. The reason why all those stories happen the way they happen is because it is an indication, it's an illustration that God does put into each one of us something, birthright, gift, desire to go out and change the world. And maybe he's not asking you to go build a boat and put two animals in it, and because he's going to flood the earth, and your job is to protect civilization. Maybe it's not that big. Maybe you're not supposed to lead slaves out of bondage into a promised land. Maybe you're not supposed to save creation by giving your life. I mean, maybe those things aren't yours, but maybe being the best mom you can be to your kids so that the legacy that you leave them lets them be a world changer. Maybe the legacy you leave your kids lets them save one of their students in their class's life because the student in class is thinking about killing themselves. And your child, because of the legacy you've given them, because of the love that you've given them, they're able to go share with that kid at school and able to bless them and able to keep them from killing themselves. And that kid that doesn't kill himself goes out and changes the world. You don't know. We don't know where our circles reach. I just know we're not supposed to be caterpillars. We're not supposed to stay crawling around in our little circles and our little thing in our little world, not looking at anything out here and just staying right here. That's what I know. We're supposed to be butterflies. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to walk. You're supposed to get to the next place. The caterpillar's got to die before the butterfly can fly. This old self this old self, this thing that you have been your whole life. There's a the reason. I mean, there are 11 of you on this call, 10 agents and one person from the outside. The reason you're on this call is because you got to hear these words. There's something magical in you that's got to come out, but there are things in you right now that you've got to kill off. There are things right now that you got to let go of. There are things today that you got to figure out. I'm putting this down today to go do this. I know y'all get tired of me hearing. Look, I know y'all get tired of hearing about me running, but I'm telling you, in my spirit, I truly believe this with every ounce of who I am. That because I hate running so much, and I have built that in my mind that I hate running so much, running is required of me to open up my pathways, to open up my mind, to open up my spirit, to open up my heart, to do the thing that I hate doing so much so that other things become easier. And I'm telling you what is happening right now. And I truly believe as a result of me sacrificing my sleep, me sacrificing getting up and running, doing that thing I don't like doing, I truly believe that doors are being opened all around me right now. The doors are being opened all around me right now, and relationships are being created. Doors are being opened. Things are moving this direction. This company, where we go, the vision for this company is expanding. My vision for Exit Realty Lake Country is expanding. If you're not a part of Exit Realty Lake Country and you have your own brokerage, I think my vision is expanding to the point that I can help you with your vision. My belief in what we're doing is expanding. It's strengthening. It's growing. I am it's not just a physical me running, the benefits are not just physical. It's because I've chosen to sacrifice something. I've chosen to take something to the altar and sacrifice it. And with words that I'm hearing are well done, well done. Let's keep going. Watch what's happening. So here's where I'm gonna go this morning. I promise you, this is not planned. This was not set up. I'm gonna give you kind of a rundown of this morning. Morning's like every other morning. 3:45, I'm up, out the door by 4, I'm running. I get this thought that it's not our skill set, that it's our will. It's not our skill set, but our will set that keeps us from achieving everything that we're supposed to achieve, that keeps us from doing the things that we're supposed to do, that keeps us from touching the lives that we're supposed to touch, from reaching that next level. Maybe it's getting from 100,000 to 200,000. Maybe it's creating the charity that's on your heart. Maybe it's touching the people you're supposed to touch. It's not a skill set, it's a will set. That came up to me while I was running. Okay. This is the book I'm reading right now. So, I finished the 5 a.m. club. So I bought this one. This one doesn't smell as basenty as the 5 a.m. club book, but this is the second book that I bought these together. So I bought it as a package on Amazon. So I bought the 5 a.m. club and then I bought the Everyday Hero Manifesto. And the Everyday Hero Manifesto is a completely different book. And it's just every chapter is random. Like in the 5 a.m. club, it's a story. Everything's kind of congruent. It all works together. Good morning, Doug. Everything kind of works together. So it's kind of a congruent story. And the 5 a.m. club is so super fun to read because it's a story, but it's blasting you with things that are going to make you better if you'll listen to it and pay attention to it and apply it. Okay. The Everyday Hero Manifesto is not the same kind of book. He doesn't have a flow. It's like he wrote chapters in Italy. He wrote chapters in France. He wrote chapters in Elberton. He wrote chapters in Nashville. I mean, it's just kind of random. So they're different chapters. I had no idea what the next chapters were in this book. Okay, so when I get home, get back in the house for my run, I do my silence, I do my meditation, and I do my affirmation. So I go back, turn the lights off, do all that stuff. Then when I get finished with that, I go grab this book, and I start reading it. Okay. So the first chapter that I open up to, just kind of a short chapter, and I'm going to give you this. Okay, I'm going to give you this because I think this is something that's talking. This is it's so in line with it's not your skill set, but your will set. Okay. So this chapter 52, the 3-step success formula. And I'm going to go through just this real quick because the next chapter is the one that is really where God said, you're dead on the money. Let's talk about this today. Okay. So let me give you this 3-step success formula. Better awareness breeds better choices that deliver better results. Better awareness lead to better choices that lead to better results. Now, better awareness, what does that mean? What do you think that means, better awareness? And so y'all are here, and if you're driving, I don't want you typing, but if you're sitting in front of your computer and you can type, what does better awareness mean? What can you improve your awareness of? Where can you enhance your awareness? What should you be aware of? What is awareness? What is awareness? And as y'all are starting to type, I think awareness is knowledge of you. Awareness is knowledge of who you are. Awareness is having knowledge. Yeah, Teal, having knowledge of who you are, having knowledge of your skill set, having knowledge of what it is you're supposed to do, having knowledge of where you fit in this world, on this planet, in this walk that you have with the people in your life. That's better awareness. We've been talking about mediocrity and battling mediocrity and the hypnotization that this world does to us with distractions, with phones, with social media, with the news, with all this ish out here. We get hypnotized to our surroundings. We get hypnotized. Our awareness is muted. When you're walking down the middle of the road, when you won't make decisions because you're tossed to and fro by the waves and the wind, and anything that happens moves you, everything that happens moves you. You lose your awareness of yourself. You lose the awareness of your surroundings. How many of you pull up, and this is a simple, easy example, but I'm going to use this. How many of you, and I know this is true because I do it. I mean, I literally do it. You go through your day. I'm gonna use this as an example. You pull up to a red light and you sit at the red light and somebody pulls up beside you and they're waving at you. They're waving, waving, waving because they know you and they're waving, waving, waving. And you're just sitting there in your car, you're staring forward, you're just looking at you're just not aware of anything going on around you. You're completely oblivious to everything going on around you. Or you're on this call. You're on this call and you're not paying attention really to anything because you're trying to do so many other things. You're not aware of what's being given to you. You're not aware of the words that are being spoken to you. You get lulled into this distractible mediocrity. How many of you do that? I know it happens to me. But better awareness. I'm gonna stay really, really, I'm gonna try to stay on task here. Better awareness leads to better choices. When you're more aware of your health, when you're more aware of your mental state, when you're more aware of your spiritual condition, when you're more aware of your goals, your dreams, your desires, when you have that picture of where it is you're supposed to go, and you're more aware, it leads to better choices. When you're more aware of what you're putting in your mouth, because you know what you put in your mouth fuels your body, and what fuels your body gives you power to make it through your day. Do you stop at McDonald's? I mean, really? Y'all, I love a Dairy Queen Blizzard as much as any human on the planet. An M&M Blizzard, I'm telling you what, I love a Dairy Queen M&M Blizzard. But somebody put a picture on a social media post of the inside of one of those ice cream machines at Dairy Queen, and right now it's turning my stomach. I'm not sure I'm ever eating another Dairy Queen Blizzard again as long as I live. There are certain when I was a police officer and I was in canine, we'd have to go search, like when the alarms would go off in businesses, restaurants and businesses, we would have to go in and search those buildings. And when you go search in the back of a Bojangles, when you go to the back of a KFC, when you walk back into the kitchen of a McDonald's, I promise you, it will change your awareness. Now that I'm aware of what that stuff is and what that stuff comes from, I ain't eating that. Christy, I'm telling y'all, if she was on here right now, she'd tell you, Christy doesn't eat buffets because she's been in enough people's houses and seen how people live and seen how this y'all, not everybody lives clean, right? Not everybody keeps their house clean and nice and sanitary. Yet like a covered dish dinner, when everybody on Sunday afternoon they bring the covered dishes to church, it may taste delicious, but you don't know, they may have stored their butter on their toilet. They may keep the milk in the closet. Their macaroni they might have scraped off the bottom of off the bottom of the floor of the pantry. You don't know. So Christy will not eat potluck dinners and she won't eat buffets for those very reasons. Again, awareness leads to better choices because I know what the back, now that I know what the Dairy Queen inside the Dairy Queen machine looks like, I'm probably not ever eating the Dairy Queen Blizzard again. I know what the back of a Bojangles looks like. I don't like eating at Bojangles. I know what the back of a Popeyes looks like. I don't like eating at Popeyes. I don't think I've had a McDonald's. I'll eat a sausage and biscuit from McDonald's. Kristen, I have lots of ER stories. Yep, I'm telling you, when you are aware of things, and that's a silly, silly example, but when you are aware of things, you make better choices, right? Fast food is awful for you. It is awful for you. I'm telling you, most restaurants, and I love eating out. I do love eating out. Don't get me wrong. I hate cleaning up after I cook. Christy and I are kindred spirits. I hate cleaning up after I cook. I love to cook, but I hate cleaning. Carson Chitwood probably gets that a lot from me because I love to cook, but I hate cleaning. When you're aware of things, you make better choices. If you pay attention to what's going into your body, if you pay attention to things that are fueling you through your day, you'll make better choices. And even if it's just Michelle, I'm not eating fast food today. I'm gonna go right by it. Y'all, if you've never watched that McDonald's documentary where that dude ate McDonald's every day for a month and it almost killed him, I mean, that can't be good for you, right? That can't be good for you. Anna, I'm telling you, I'm not joking, man. I love a Dairy Queen Blizzard. I'm telling you, I love a Dairy Queen Blizzard. I will eat a Dairy Queen Blizzard right now. I'd go get one right now, but I saw that picture. I'm not sure I can anymore. And I don't ruin it for you. You gotta make your own choices. You gotta live your own life. Do your own thing, boo boo, as Michelle would say. But now that I'm aware of it, I gotta make a different choice. Better awareness leads to better choices that lead to better results. That's kind of how Christy and I, we believe we help people at Exit Realty Lake Country, because we help you guys, help our agents go find the highest and best versions of themselves. We try to peel back the onion, pull back the layers of ego, pull back the layers of past, pull back the layers of past experiences, and help you guys, help our agents uncover what their highest and best purpose is, what they're supposed to go do, and then pour into that purpose, pour into that desire, pour into who they are, because we know if you're operating as the best mom, the best dad, the best son, the best husband or best wife, you're the best nurse, you're the best whatever, you're going to be more confident in who you are. And when you're more confident in who you are, you become a better real estate agent. You become a better realtor because your confidence breeds confidence. Like attracts like. If you're confident in you, guess what? Your clients are confident in you. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. Confidence is a part of trust. The more confident you get in yourself, the more sure you are of yourself, the more business just comes to you. The more you operate in your highest and best version, the more you operate in your highest and best gifts, the more business you attract to you. The more business you attract, guess what happens? The more money gets deposited in your bank account. The more sponsors you get, the more listings you acquire, the more buyers you find houses for. That's the way this works. And even if it's not real estate, if you're watching this and you're not in real estate, whatever it is you do, if it's Jagger sitting there watching me, if it's him playing hockey, if it's him being a student, if it's him being a son, if I'm helping him become the highest and best version of who he is, then he wakes up in the morning confident in himself. He wakes up in the morning feeling good about himself, which means when he goes to school, he's confident. When he goes to school, he feels good about himself. When he gets on the ice, he feels confident and good about himself. It is a perpetual positive process. Perpetually positive process. All right. I've got 15 or 20 minutes because that chapter, better awareness, better choices, better results, leads into this next thing. And I wish there were more people on here. So I hope a lot of folks watch this in a little bit, because I'm telling you what's about to happen, what I'm about to share with you is something. The fact that this chapter happened on Friday, to give you a weekend to marinate through this, to give you all day on the 9th to marinate about it, Saturday to sit while you're having your coffee on the back porch, doing what you do, Sunday to go through and marinate on it, and then to hammer down on Monday. Now, look, something else I heard this morning. A lot of people say, "Thank God it's Friday," and I just why do people? Why is TGIF a thing? Why is TGIF a thing? Thank God it's Friday. And this is a perspective that was given to me this morning on one of the videos. Think about the emotion of "Thank God it's Friday." What do you do after you say "Thank God it's Friday"? What do you typically do? Because you take a big deep breath, you let it out, because you're at the end of the week and it's about time to quit. Because on Saturday, you don't have to go to the work. On Saturday, you don't have to go to the office. On Saturday, you don't have to answer to somebody else. You can just quit and veg. But think about that. Think about the emotion of "Thank God it's Friday." You're actually setting yourself up little by little to learn how to quit. Little by little, to have a seed of quit. Hey, turn that down, Jagger, please. Have a seed of quit. Have a little seed of not finishing. So I want you to change that. This was thank God I'm alive. Thank God I'm alive. TGIA. Thank God I'm alive. Thank God I get another 24 hours to go hammer this thing. Thank God I'm alive. Thank God I have 24 hours to go live my best life, to go love my best people, to go do the best I can do today. If it's Friday or Sunday, if it's Monday or Thursday, you get 24 hours, 7 days a week, 30, 31 days a month, 365 days a year, however many years you have. Thank God I'm alive. If you woke up this morning, you're on this call, there's something for you to do today. Y'all, this next chapter, okay, we're going to break. Break. Last thing I'm going to say, better awareness, better choices, better results. Let's move into this next thing. This next chapter is titled, What I Think About When I Think About Difficulty. So open up chapter 53 this morning. As you can imagine, I come back from my run, I do my meditation, I do my affirmations, I come in here and pick up my book, I read 52. Chapter 52 is talking about the 3-step success formula, better awareness, better choices, better results. Down with that. I think that's fantastic. We can work with that. 53, what I think about when I think about difficulty. The first sentence, I used to be a runner. I used to be a runner. Hello, I'm not a runner. And just because I go run in the mornings and just because I go run a mile, if I go run a mile 365 days a year, I still don't consider myself a runner. I still don't consider myself a runner. If I go fish today, if I go buy a fishing pole and I go fishing, that does not make me a fisherman. Cody Seabolt is a fisherman. Julie Carter's husband is a fisherman. Jared Tilson, they are fishermen. They have boats. They have fishing rods. They know if you could throw a crankbait on muddy water when it's 72 degrees, this kind of at 4 feet depth, this is the kind of that's a fisherman. They got tackle boxes and fishing poles, and they study wind charts and weather and water temperature and water clarity. Those are fishermen. Just because I go buy a fishing pole and I throw something out in the water and I catch a fish, that doesn't make me a fisherman. Any more than me going and running a mile, me going and running 20 minutes every morning makes me a runner. But so many times we over exaggerate our abilities. We over exaggerate what we do. You got to grow into this thing. Some of you Teal and Kristen, and some of you new folks that Melanie and you guys that are getting your feet under you. You're walking in the direction of being a realtor. You're walking in the direction of being a real estate agent. You're heading that direction. You got things to learn. That's why this mentor mentee program is so important. That's why you doing your homework is so important. That's why you plugging into these calls is so important, because every single day you're doing something different. You're growing your skill set to become a professional. And at some point, you'll be a real estate agent. But I promise you, there are a lot of people that have real estate licenses that aren't real estate agents. They are people that have real estate licenses. And there are a lot of people out there in this business who do this business who are like me. They go do 2 or 3 deals a year and call themselves a real estate agent, and they're not. That's another story, another day. So I'm not a runner. That intrigued me about this chapter. What I think about when I think about difficulty, raise your hand if you've ever gone through anything difficult. Holler if you hear me. How many of you are going through something difficult now? Holler if you hear me. What I think about when I think about difficulty, there are 9 things that I want you to write down. There are 9 things that I want you to write down. What I think about when I think about difficulty, write these 9 things down. These are fantastic. Belief number 1, when you're going through things difficult, here's your first belief that you got to remember. You've heard this, your grandmama told you this, your mama told you this, when you had your first heartbreak, when your first boyfriend or girlfriend broke up with you, when the first person left you, when you went through your first divorce. Hopefully none of you go through a divorce. I've been through a couple. They suck, But here's belief number one. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Hard experiences never endure, but patient, steadfast people will. Hard experiences never endure, but patient, steadfast people will. The night may be dark, but the sun's going to rise in the morning. This too shall pass. Number one. Number two, every every seemingly terrible situation inevitably ends well. Every seemingly terrible situation inevitably ends well. What we saw as a burden in the heat of the difficulty through the passage of time turns out to be a blessing. I talked about this yesterday. If I could go back and change some of the things that I endured, change some of the things that I did, if I could go back and rewrite that story and rewrite those scripts, I wouldn't be the person I am right now. But when I look back at 50 years, when I look back and start to connect those dots through two really bad divorces, through losing everything, through through being involved in a wreck where a guy died, through seeing what I've seen, through hearing what I've heard, through going through what I've been through, it's made me who I am today. Every seemingly terrible situation inevitably ends well as long as you don't continue to be a caterpillar. If you take those bad situations, you pull the covers over your head, and you hide in the corner, and all you say is, woe is me, you'll never be a butterfly. But if you'll keep pressing, keep walking, keep moving, ultimately, you're going to see the benefit of that situation. I can look back at my life and I can connect the dots. Why this happened, why that happened, why I had to go here, why I had to do this, why I had to be this person, why I had to work that job, why I had to live in that city. I can go back and do all that and connect all those dots. Number three, if it helps you grow, it's not a problem, but it's a reward. If it helps you grow, it's not a problem, but a reward. He says, I've grown the most when my life has looked the worst. Here's his This is why I have connected to Robin Sharma so completely. I want you to listen to this sentence. I want you to think if you've heard this before. He says to me, the primary purpose of a life lived fully is healing our ancient wounds, fully stepping into our native talent and ascending into all that we were built to be, while being helpful to as many souls as possible. Same thing I say all the time. My belief. I wrote way before I ever heard of Robin Sharma. Number three, if it helps you grow, it's not a problem, but a reward. Here's number four. Adversity shows up to test how much we desire our dreams. Adversity shows up to test how much we desire our dreams. When life seems tough and you wonder why, please remember the teacher is always quiet during a test. When life seems tough and you wonder why, please remember the teacher is always quiet during a test. Adversity shows up to test how much we desire our dreams. For every good thing that's trying to happen, something's bad trying to stop it. And it's not trying to stop it because just for the sake of stopping it. It's trying to stop it, one, because it's got to test how dedicated you are to your dream and desire, how dedicated you are to doing that big thing, how dedicated you are to changing the world around you, how dedicated you are to being the hero that you're supposed to be in your life for the people around you. Adversity shows up to test how much we desire our dreams. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes improvement. Jagger got home yesterday afternoon hurting. They skated their tails off at practice yesterday. I mean, they skated their butts off. These 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds were skating like NHL players. They skated their tails off. But here's the thing about those kids, because the way they've been raised, all 17 of them, the way they've been raised individually, none of them were quitting. None of them were stopping. It hurt. It was painful. Their legs hurt. They were breathing hard. But every time it was their time up in the drill, every time it was their time up in the breach, and he said go, they gave every ounce of effort they had. And Jagger got in the car and he was miserable, hurting. But he gave everything he had. Adversity tests how much you want it. You got to go through adversity. You got to go through adversity. 5, chaos carries opportunities. Chaos carries opportunities. Every adversity, even failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Every heartache, every adversity, every failure carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Keep pushing, keep moving forward, keep going, keep moving towards your dream, keep moving towards your desire, keep moving towards being the best version of yourself. This was a good one. Belief 6, number 6. Heroes are born in hard times. Think about that one. Heroes are born in hard times. You don't identify a hero when everything's fantastic. The Homes for Heroes program. The Homes for Heroes program, heroes are those people who give it all, who sacrifice, who put themselves out there for us. Those are our heroes. Heroes are not born. Heroes are born in hard times. And he uses these examples. If you've not read the story of Nelson Mandela and his treatment on Robben Island in South Africa for decades, you should probably read that. Nelson Mandela became Mandela on Robben Island. Rosa Parks became a legend while facing mistreatment. Martin Luther King evolved into Martin Luther King Jr. while fighting the brutality of racism. Heroes are born in hard times. If you're going through something that's tough, if you're going through something that's hard, pull out your damn cape, put that sucker around your neck, and go be a hero. When it's hard, when it seems like the night is dark and the path is blurry and you don't know which way to go, put your cape on and go find your hero. Go chase those tigers. Go chase those monsters. Go after them. Don't run from them. Number 7, to live without adventure is to not really live at all. To live without adventure is to not really live at all. The higher you reach, the harder the fall. The more risks you take, the more stumbles. The more influence and impact, the more stone throwers and arrow slingers. That's how this works. That's how this works. Nobody cares about small people. Nobody cares about small players. Nobody throws stones and arrows at people who aren't doing anything. Cat Williams, my favorite philosopher, says, haters gotta hate. And the better you get, the more haters you're gonna find. And in one of his skits, he says, you know what you need to do today? You need to go find you 20 more haters. That means you're doing something. When people are slinging rocks and throwing arrows, when people are talking trash and people are throwing rocks and stones and being angry at you, that means you're doing something. You're challenging their insecurities. It ain't about your stuff, it's about their stuff. You're doing something they can't do. You're doing things they won't do. You're being something they can't be or won't be or decided they can't be, because it's not that they couldn't be. They could be if they decided to be, but they won't be it. Their will set's bigger than their skill set, and their will set's telling them they can't do it. Don't worry about stone throwers. Don't worry about arrow tossers, okay? Reach bravely for your ambitions. To live without adventure is to not really live at all. That's number 7. Belief number 8, life always has your back. Life always has your back. Trust that whatever's happening is actually for your best. Trust that all things work together for good for those who trust the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. Guess what? When you're walking toward the highest and best version of you, when you're walking in the highest and best version of yourself, when you're walking toward finding that birthright, uncovering that gift that God gave you, that is walking in his purpose. All things work together for good for those who are called according to his purpose. Life always has your back. God's always got your back. He will never leave you nor forsake you. It's written in words, black and white and in ink. He knew you before you were born. He knows the number of hair follicles on your head. Maybe not the hairs, but the hair follicles now on your head. I guess these count, right? This is my head. He knows. God always has your back. Life always has your back. Just keep walking. Just keep going. Just keep going. Life always has your back. Even if you don't feel your higher power is protecting you and your guardian angels are watching over you, even if you don't feel it, they are. As a matter of fact, you'll be closest to the heavens of your strongest self at the very time you feel most alone. At the very time you feel most alone, you're the closest to heaven. You're the. If you're raised in the South, if you were raised with a Southern Baptist family, somebody in your life, grandmother, aunt, cousin, somebody in your life had that picture on their wall with the footprints on the beach where it went from 2 to 1. And the whole story is I was walking, you were walking with me, things got hard, and then you disappeared. And he's like, nope, I didn't disappear. I was carrying you. When things seem to be at their worst, when things seem to be so far away from right, you're actually closest to God. You're closest to heaven. You're the closest to your purpose. But you got to keep walking. Your will set has got to be bigger than your skill set. You got to have the desire to get out of bed at 3:45 in the morning, walk out the front door, and go do something you can't stand doing. You got to kick fear in the face. You got to embrace the suck and go do the thing that you're supposed to do, that you know you're supposed to do. Put down the bad habit. Put down the distractions. Put down the telephone. Stop being mediocre. Go do the damn thing you're supposed to go do. Life always has your back. Life's too short to take tragedy too seriously. Life is too short to take tragedy too seriously. Life is too short to take tragedy too seriously. Taking yourself too seriously guarantees that no one will take you seriously. I hope y'all wrote those down. Hope y'all wrote those down. You have so much to do. We have so much ground to cover. We have so many things to do. And so I'm gonna share this. I didn't know whether I would share this morning or not, but I will. So for Exit Realty Lake Country folks and the people that are on here and the people that are going to watch this later, I want you to take those 9 beliefs. I want you to write those 9 beliefs down in a journal, someplace. I want you to investigate those. If you want to go get this book, The Everyday Hero Manifesto, and read that chapter 53, go straight to chapter 53. It's fantastic. Our job, our role, what we're supposed to do is bigger than anything we can imagine. It's bigger than what we believe it is. And I struggle with that because my ego jumps out. This little dude jumps out and says, "You're not near as special as you think you are." It does. It jumps out and says, "You're not near as smart as you think you are." It does. It jumps out and says, "You don't have the words. You're not eloquent. Nobody listens to this." That's what this says. I struggle just like you struggle. I go through things just like you go through things. I have doubts and worries and just like you do. I have concerns and challenges just like you do. I go through the same exact thing you do. But here's what I know. Me getting up at 3:45 in the morning, me going to do something physically that I don't want to do is preparing me mentally. It's preparing me emotionally. It's strengthening my resolve. It's strengthening my will. It's giving me the ability to look at that ego thing that says you're this, you're that, and to tell it to shut up. So Exit Realty Lake Country folks that are on here, I need y'all to send some of that Exit Realty Lake Country Georgia love up this direction. Um, Mount Juliet has been a challenge. The Tennessee office has been a challenge because we just haven't been able to find the right people to build the energy in that office like we had in Georgia. So the Tennessee office has been the Mount Juliet office, Tennessee office has been it's beautiful, it's fantastic, and it's everybody that's ever visited that office loves that office. Kristen and Anna came up there last week and they're like, oh my gosh, we love this. The office is fantastic. We just have had a hard time. I've had a hard time. Christy and I've had a hard time getting people in this office. Christy and I had a really difficult conversation yesterday, probably over the last week or so. Yesterday was a pretty difficult conversation. No, not yesterday, day before yesterday, about Mount Juliet, about that office, about Tennessee. My ego reacted. I'm just being honest with you. I'm telling you something that's true. But I decided that I was going to start working on the Tennessee office. I decided I was going to start putting more effort into that office. Started making some phone calls, started doing some research, started doing what I do when I start diving into doing things like this. I've got a lunch today from those phone calls yesterday with a guy who owns an independently owned company in Lebanon, just down the street, just 15 minutes away. 30 agents, 60 million in volume. Having a conversation in a lunch today about possibly folding them into Exit Realty Lake Country. Could be an absolute huge boost to our company. Could be an absolutely enormous boost to Exit Realty Lake Country. Could be an enormous boost to the energy and the direction and the flow of where we're going. Could put us on the map in Tennessee. Could put us back, put us on the map in elevate our status within the company, elevate our status in the southeast. I just y'all send some love this direction. Say some prayers. Just make sure that I'm connected to what I'm supposed to be connected to, and saying the words I'm supposed to say. And if you're a praying person, pray for some clarity and some wisdom because we've done this before. We had a couple of experiences. I've had couple of experiences here in the past where things like this turned into absolute. It was wonderful in the end. Again, it was wonderful in the end, but if it wasn't for going through all that stuff that we went through, we wouldn't have Millie, we wouldn't have Erica, we wouldn't have Jolie, we wouldn't have met Samerica, we wouldn't be in that market if it wasn't for some of the stuff we had to go through. So please pray for clarity. Please pray for some wisdom, discernment. Yes, please. Thank you, Melanie. Um, please lift me up this today. That lunch will be about 1 o'clock y'all's time, 12 o'clock y'all's time. Um, Again, it could be this is a really cool meeting. It could be really, really good. Um, so just send some love. It could be a great Friday. It could be a great Friday conversation, right? Great Friday conversation. So Love y'all. Love you. No matter what's happening, keep pushing. Okay. No matter what's going on, keep striving. No matter what's going on, keep going. Everything that you perceive as negative has the seed of equal or greater benefit if you allow it. The caterpillar's got to die before the butterfly can fly. I love y'all. Be good, be great, be you, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye, y'all.